Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. Information Minister Attaullah Tarar has said that hostile countries were behind false reports linking a Pakistani national to the Bondi Beach shooting in Australia. The minister said there was no evidence to support the claim and that Australian authorities later confirmed the attackers were a father and son of Indian origin. He accused sections of the media of amplifying unverified information and said Pakistan condemns terrorism in all forms. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that there have been some calls in the West to prepare for a major war with Russia, and he described this as hysteria and a lie. He also said that if Ukraine and the West abandon peace talks, then Russia will take the lands it claims in Ukraine by military means. Separately, Putin said Russia would achieve its objectives in Ukraine either through diplomacy or by military force, vowing to expand what he called a security buffer zone. He said Moscow preferred negotiations, but would press ahead on the battlefield if talks failed, as international efforts continue to push for a peace deal. On the other hand, Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, says Russia is making unreasonable demands in US-brokered peace efforts with Ukraine. She reaffirmed Italy's support for Kyiv, but warned that using frozen Russian assets to fund Ukraine remains legally complex and must rest on a solid legal basis. China's UN envoy, Fu Kong, has said that implementing a two-state solution and establishing an independent Palestinian state is the only viable path to peace. At a meeting of the UN Security Council, he urged Israel to fully implement the Gaza ceasefire, allow humanitarian access, and avoid actions that escalate tensions, warning that prospects for lasting peace remain fragile. Authorities in India's capital, New Delhi, have rolled out strict measures in an attempt to curb pollution, including a ban on vehicles not compliant with latest emission control norms and regulating attendance in private and government offices. The air quality index in the Delhi region has been in the severe category for the past few days, often crossing the 450 mark. In addition, shallow fog in parts of the city worsened visibility that affected flights and trains. Amazon is in talks to invest in ChatGPT maker OpenAI, in a potential deal that could value the artificial intelligence firm at more than $500 billion. Amazon may invest about $10 billion in OpenAI, but the talks between the two firms are very fluid. The potential deal highlights the AI sector's relentless demand for computing power as companies race to build systems rivaling or surpassing human intelligence. US President Donald Trump has expanded a list of countries subject to a full travel ban, prohibiting citizens from an additional 7 countries, including Syria, from entering the United States. The move bans citizens from Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, South Sudan, Syria, and those holding Palestinian Authority-issued travel documents. Moreover, Trump has also ordered a blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving Venezuela, in Washington's latest move to increase pressure on Nicolás Maduro's government. The US president wrote on Truth Social that the Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization for what he said was a theft of our assets, terrorism, drug smuggling, and human trafficking. In a statement, Venezuela's government said it rejected Trump's grotesque threat. Australian police say they have charged a man who allegedly opened fire on a Jewish event on Sydney's Bondi Beach with 59 offences, including a terror charge. Meanwhile, the leader of the Australian state of New South Wales said he will recall Parliament next week to pass wide-ranging reforms of gun and protest laws, days after the country's deadliest mass shooting in 3 decades. The younger son of Hollywood filmmaker and political activist Rob Reiner has been formally charged with first-degree murder in the stabbing deaths of his parents, who were found slain in their Los Angeles home over the weekend. Officials said evidence gathered by the Los Angeles Police Department led homicide detectives to Reiner, who was taken into custody without incident on Sunday night at a park in downtown Los Angeles near the campus of the University of Southern California. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.